Will God's Not Dead 3 be the biggest in the franchise? And some upcoming Christian movies with athletic men? We're gonna talk about that and the ChristianCinema.com movie pick of the week right here on Christian Cinema Weekly. Well, it's official. The runaway hit God's Not Dead film franchise will be rounding out as a proper trilogy. While many suspected as much, especially those who stuck around for the alluring end credit sequence in the second film, we now have confirmation. Filming for the threequel, now called God's Not Dead: A Light in Darkness, began earlier this month, and I was able to catch up with some of the cast members on set this past week in Little Rock, Arkansas. Here's what the star of the movie, David A.R. White, had to say about the film.
So this movie really is about healing. It's about forgiveness. It deals with loss. It deals with anger. It deals with these relationships. And it seeks to answer these questions, not only just, the old questions of why does God allow bad things to happen to good people, but also it seeks to bring truth in an organic, real life way and still be inspirational.
In other news, the Academy Award-winning film Chariots of Fire is finally getting a sequel. Well, it's an unofficial sequel, but a continuation of the story nonetheless. And no, I'm not talking about that weird animated one, which, of course, you can watch at ChristianCinema.com. Also likely the more kid-friendly version of the story. I'm talking about a legitimate live-action sequel called On Wings of Eagles. It stars Joseph Fiennes, who you might recall in other solid Christian films, 2003's Luther, 2016's Risen, and I gotta tell you, I'm genuinely excited about this movie. Not just because it stars Joseph Fiennes, who I really like. I really appreciate the way he brings a lot of genuineness to his roles, but also, I've long thought that the story of Eric Liddell post-1924 Summer Olympics would make a really compelling film if done well. So, is this that movie to do it? Well, you can see for yourself because it comes out in select theaters this Friday. And speaking of movies based on athletic heroes who hang out with foreigners, is that, yeah. All right, Pureflix has announced their upcoming film, Samson. You know, Samson, the guy from the Bible. He had the long hair, muscles. I think he ate some, honey out of a dead lion or something once. This action-packed biblical epic is set to come out February 16th, AD. Huh? Pureflix CEO, Michael Scott, and yes, get your giggles out right now for his name being Michael Scott. No! According to him, the movie is, quote, for anyone who has ever wondered if they can do what God called them to do. Well, if you weren't wondering that, I guess maybe you are wondering it now. Guess that means this movie is for you. I just hope they show the lion part. That'll be real good. Now, one thing that doesn't require superhuman strength or eating honey out of the carcass of a dead lion is watching your favorite movies on ChristianCinema.com. Because we've made it super easy with a sleek interface available on all of these devices. It's definitely one of the best places to watch family-friendly content with the whole family. And you don't need a subscription, you just pay for what you watch. In fact, you can go watch one right now because this week's Christian Cinema pick of the week is God's Not Dead 2. Just use promo code NOTDEAD20 to get 20% off at ChristianCinema.com/redeem. That's all for this week. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with the latest news surrounding faith and film. I'm Kevin. Have a great week.